G'day everyone, welcome to Matt Hill Scale Models. Today's video is a channel update and workbench review, I suppose you could say, just to keep some people updated and keep some activity on the channel. Yeah, got a few projects on the go, and I'll show you those and a couple of things that I have fixed up as well. I've finally got a spray booth up and running. I've had it for years and years and years, but it's never been set up, and I'll explain to what's happened with that. But I'll start with my Bandai 1/72 scale X-Wing. The progress on that so far. I've got to the stage now where it's all deckled up. You could probably see that I've masked. I had to spray these canopy in a blue, which was the Gunsango Intermediate Sea Blue, was what I got closest out of the bottle for that blue in the decal. I had trouble getting the decals to work on the canopy for this. Now, it could be me, it could be a number of things, but on the final reveal I'll explain to that more. But I sort of stepped away from the how can I explain it? I've seen everyone, their X-Wings were like a dark grey or lighty sort of offy grey colour. I use a Federal Standard colour that I had in my paint setup, sort of that factory sort of grey. I'll just check it here. I used Mr. Hobby's 311, which is grey for F4 Phantoms and F100s, etc. I went for this colour because I sort of remember the X-Wing being a whitey colour for what I can remember when I grew up anyway. It's not Luke Skywalker's colour. I've strictly built this straight out of the box. I didn't put R2 in it, I put the other R2 unit in it, or whatever it is. Used all the kit decals and did a bit of chipping on, as you might see some chipping marks in there. So now once I gloss coat it, I'll give it a black wash. Most of the decals went down quite well. I've decided to pose my X-Wing on the ground in the hangar with the landing gear down, and that's how I want to do it. The next one I'll build in a flight. I think I've got Resistance X-Wing or something, but I just wanted to build it that way. You could probably see just a little bit as well that there is some I've got to go around and use these decals here. I've got to get them to seat back in. It looks like, looking through the camera, I need to do some more work on the decals. But that's my little X-Wing, which I've been really happy doing. The Wellesley from Matchbox, it's all deckled up. I have to make some pieces that are missing out of the kit, and underneath here, and I don't know whether we're going to be able to see it or not without trying to break anything off. There were some struts that come down from here into here. Somehow I lost one, and you can see the marks there where they were just sort of tacked in. I've got to make a pair now from scratch, and I'm not too sure how I'm going to do that. It's been sitting there for a little while, me pondering on it, but I'm really happy the way this came back out. The only thing that I have noticed, that when I repaired all the damage, there is a slight tiny twist in the tail plane here. I don't know if it's because the plastic was twisted when it was broken to put in the box or not. It's not that noticeable, and I'm pretty happy that I've got it all back together. The old decals that I had went on beautifully. I used Humbrol decal fix on all my old Matchbox and Airfix decals. I find the decal fix is like It's like a decal softener setner, and it also has like a built-in gloss varnish to it as well, so it sort of helps helps the decal settle down nicely. I think that's why they boast that you can put decals on a flat coat and it won't silver. I think that's the reason why. Just the pitted tube, I've got to make that up. Those landing gear legs I've got to make up, and I've got to do the nav lights on each wingtip. A very kind subscriber, which I will shout out to. That part that I was missing, part 30, is actually the desert air filter for this engine. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit it on. But I really, really appreciate why he did say to me he doesn't know why Matchbox didn't, show that air filter for this Egyptian version I'm building. And I turned up this little piece of part of the aircraft out of some sprue from a little Tamiya staff car. I was just using it on a drill, and I used some files and turned it and shaped it into like a little bit of a reverse trumpet style. So it came up alright. It looked all good once I painted a bit of green on it. So that's the Wellesley. And then over the back here is a project that I've already done one video on, and that's my my trumpeter. No, it's not. It's a Dragon 1350. It's Spruance class, and I'm building the Ingersoll, USS Ingersoll. I've got a few ships I want to build, and I've sort of never finished one off. And this is a bit of a project for me. And I thought I bought a pair of these. I bought the Spruance class and a Burke class, and I thought, being Dragon kits, they should go together okay. This one has given me a lot of grief. You'll see it in the first video. So what I'm doing now for the second video is I'm going to be painting the decks and then mask everything off to paint the superstructure and the hull. This kit is not as good as what I thought it would be, being an easy build. You can see some little pieces of plastic stock I'm using to try to fill some gaps in, and I got a couple of good ideas off Charlie Mack using stretch sprue. Some parts of the upper superstructure on this didn't quite fit as good as what to the deck as what I would like, and it left a little bit of a gap. But so far, I've learned a few things building this one. I did try to build a ship a while ago, the Trumpeter Zulu class destroyer in 1350th. Somehow I lost a part. Was one of the rear pieces off it, and I couldn't. You just can't build the kit like it without that piece. And like to this day, I've cleaned the room around and looking for the part. I just couldn't find it. I got a mail call as well. I don't usually buy much stuff now because I've got heaps, but I bought this before there was a group build announced, and it's I got some Echelon, I hope it's pronounced right, Ukrainian AFVs, Ukrainian Russia Crisis Part 3. This is back in the Donbass area, I think, or the Crimea. But there's some really interesting decals in this. They're very finely printed. I have got the decals for a T64 BV, a BMP 1P, which I have got as a Vesta kit for. There's a group build at the moment going around, or a Stand with Ukraine build. That's got to use one of the Ukrainian manufacturers' kits. I'm going to see if I can try to qualify using a bloody Zvezda kit, which I don't really want to do because it's a Russian company. But I've got some mini art figures, the Ukrainian infantry. I was going to use these Echelon decals and like build a little bit of a Ukrainian, supporting the Ukrainian military over there at the moment and what's been going on. Then we've got some really nice other ones here, and different versions of a BMP2 and a BMP2 93, just with the Ukrainian you know, writing on the side of it, which is going to look quite good. I like the smiley face actually on the T-64, whatever it is, the Ukrainian modified tank. So that's going to be really something I'm going to look forward to get that done. I'm going to order a payday tonight. I'm going to order the mini art. There's only one set left in Australia that I can find from Frontline Hobbies. I'm going to buy those and and have a go at it. But I've just got to speak to Dan, who's hosting it, to see whether I can get away with using Zvezda tank and some Ukrainian manufacturer of mini art figures and one of these. So we'll see what happens. I don't even know where Echelon is made, the manufacturers are. I should have did a bit of research. Singapore. So we're pretty good there. As long as they weren't a Russian manufactured decals. I won't be buying any more, supporting any really. I know it's probably not the manufacturer's fault, but yeah, I won't be supporting any Russian model companies until they come out of Ukraine and the company's rebuilt by the Russians for what they've destroyed. Second mail call is this, and I'm sorry about the glare. I had this on order before I saw Doug Hensley and Al Woods do a buddy build on this one. This looks like a fantastic kit. I'm not going to open it up, but I'm looking forward to building. I've got a couple of 1/72 scale Airfix boats, and this boat and a JFK PT boat. So this will all fit in 1/72 scale. It's for what I've seen with Doug Hensley's, and he did a fantastic job on his, and Al Woods is working on his as well. So stay tuned for that build once the Ingersoll is done. The other build, the other kits that I have got, one's a big massive kit. I won't get it on the camera, but I'll just show you a little sneak peek. Once I rattle it out of here, something I always wanted as a kid. I'll just show you the corner of it. It is, it's like the Star Wars Star Destroyer going through the screen. But it's the AMT International pay hauler, massive big kit, massive big box. I remember going into our local international dealer. My father bought an International Scout Traveller 345 V8 one back when I was younger. We had an International Harvester dealer here in Hobart in Tasmania, and I remember walking in the service department, and above the service department, where I was only a kid, in the shelf they had all these model kits of all the international trucks by Ertl and AMT, and I can't think of another one, but they had these model trucks in there. I always loved this big model truck, and I got that for 75 Australian. I had a voucher on eBay for 10, brought it down to 65, and I got free postage with it. So boy oh boy guys, I couldn't beat that. Couldn't really afford it at the time, but when these bargains come up, try to siphon off some of the other things. And the last kit I have picked up, and it won't fit on the screen, but it's the Tamiya 1/350th Missouri. It's not going to really fit in the screen, and this is why I wanted to get onto the photo etch. I think warships are just look better if you don't put any other photo etch on them or any other detail. The hand railing around the ship just brings it to that next sort of level, if that makes any sort of idea. I'll just spin this camera around and show you my spray booth that I got set up finally after years and years and years. So stay with me for 2 seconds. So hi guys, this is finally my spray booth set up, which I had for years and years in a box, and I finally got the ducting going out the window. It came with ducting, but I did use it once before, and I found out that it had a really, really poor light. It has this little LED light that ran along the back here, which just shone like a little spot beam down onto the bottom of the spray booth. Anyway, I was trying to work out what I was going to do, and I found these little battery powered LED lights. So I'll just turn up here a little bit. I've got all my little pegs there ready for painting, but that little light there, it was like $2 at the reject shop, which is like a dollar store or $1.50 store now, thanks to Joe. But it takes like AAA batteries, and it's changed the whole way that the it's so much better. I can see with this light and this one, I can see when I'm painting. If I have to, I could probably attach some more on the sides here. I've got good quality Everready AAA batteries, which I think would be really, really long lasting, so it should last me a long time before I have to take it down. And I'm really, really happy that I've got a spray booth again now. It's a little bit noisy, but it just makes so much difference. You wouldn't believe how much, well, you probably do, the amount of crap that gets overspray and bits and pieces that go into your room. It's just finally great to have a spray booth, and it's a lot healthier for me as well at the end of the day. Bear with me for a minute and we'll go to a final chapter. So with a few items back on the bench, some really, really nice guys on YouTube community, some really, really interesting builds. I've subbed to some new channels of some really, really nice guys. Got the old mojo ticking along again, which is good for me at the same time. So thanks everyone. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to everyone for your comments, good or bad. They're all accepted. That's what part of the channel is. And remember, be safe, model hard, little bit of effort. You can get a good effort or a good result from an old model kit. Slava Ukraini.